Where were you born?
Born in Polk County, Texas, 1926, December the 19th.
Were you named after anyone in your family?
I was named after a superintendent. My dad was a board member of the school, and he named me after the principal and the superintendent. The superintendent's name was Herbert, and the principal's name was Luther.
Why did your dad name you after him?
I don't know. He didn't have nothing else. I don't know.
Oh, nothing else. Okay, good enough guy.
He got along.
Just
He got
convenient.
along with them real good.
What was your house like as a child?
My house was not anything like we have now. You could see daylight through the roof, but it didn't leak. And the walls were single walls, wasn't any double walls. There wasn't no insulation, you know.
Cold winters, hot summers.
Had a porch down the front and a breezeway down through the middle.
And you're one of four?
I'm one of seven.
One of seven. Would you all share a room?
Oh no, there was a bunch of us slept together. We, in fact, I slept with my sister when I was little, and the other boys they throw paddles on the floor, or whatever, you know.
Whenever your family was together, what did you guys spend time doing?
Well, we didn't get together like we get together here now. You know, we just come in at different times. When I was little, my oldest brother had already left home, and then some of them got married, and my dad had a policy: if you get married, you move out.
Okay.
You don't stay here after you get married.
Yeah.
You get your house of your own.
That's my policy too.
That's what he said. He said, whenever you get married, he didn't say it'd break your plate, but he said you'd have to move, get your house of your own.
Did you like school?
I like school pretty good. I wasn't all that crazy about school, but one year I was in the 5th grade, and I was gonna go all the year without missing a day. And they give you a pen back then for going if you didn't miss a day. And I got blood poisoning and had to stay home from home, and that's the first time I ever cried not to go to school.
What was your favorite subject in school?
PE.
PE.
Athletic.
Athletics. So I don't know if I had a favorite.
You like shop?
Well, I did like shop, but I didn't get to go in the shop too much. Agriculture was the one. Agriculture was the one I went into in high school till my junior year, and had a problem with my ag teacher. He said I couldn't play sports. So he said you either got to drop out of ag or give up sports. So I give up ag.
Oh, really? Easy decision?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't an easy decision?
Huh?
It wasn't an easy decision?
No, it was not.
Really?
In fact, I was registering for my junior year, and my ag teacher come by and he said, "What's that down on the 6th period?" I said, "That's athletics." He said, "You can't do athletics and do what I'm going to expect of you in ag."
Mm-hmm.
I was up for the Lone Star Farmer degree, which would give you a scholarship in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was president of our ag deal, and I was also president of the association, which covered the whole county
Wow.
of ag. And
Yeah.
I was good at what I did, and so he took all that away from me. And I didn't drop ag though. I stayed in ag. It's a wonder he didn't fail me, but he didn't.
Did he just not like you after that, or?
Well, he didn't. I made an enemy. I just said I made an enemy out of him.
Are they good?
But let me tell you, before, after I got out of college and I'd retired and everything, I met him at a grocery store down where my farm is, showing me where my farm is. And he was at a little store there.
Yeah.
And he said, Herb, I want to tell you something. He said, I've always held a grudge against you for doing what you did in high school. But I know now you did the right thing. Because I had a lot of success in my coaching and stuff. And he said, you went the right way.
Yeah.
So he knew I was happy with what I was doing, what I did.
That must have been good to hear.
Who was that guy? What was that guy's name?
Siemens was his name.
Siemens. Okay.
He was a good ag teacher. He never taught a student that he didn't whip.
Did you have any good friends in school as you were growing up? And what did you guys
Well,
do?
I was voted most popular boy in high school,
Oh,
so I must have had some kind of friend.
yeah, you had something going for you.
Yeah, I was voted most popular boy in high school, and I come out of the country and went to the city to school.
Yeah.
So you just have to draw your own conclusion there.
Connect the dots.
Were you scared making that jump from the country to the city?
No. My main reason for going to the city was to be able to. That school had won the state championship when I was a freshman, or before I was a freshman, and I went in there because of the coach. I wanted him to be able to coach me, and maybe we win a state championship too. But during that summer that I transferred over there, he left and went to Beaumont. So I didn't have him. I didn't have him as a coach.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you said you were in the country and you moved to the city. What's the
I
country?
lived 14 miles out of town.
Okay.
When you seen somebody coming down the road, they knew it was coming to your house.
Oh.
We was the only one on it.
Yeah. And what was the city that you went to?
Livingston High School.
Big city?
Well, there's about 2,500. Back then, they didn't have classification. We was all in one classification. Everybody played each other, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the little schools played the big schools
Yeah.
to see who goes to state.
Right. No.
My
1A,
senior
2A.
year, we missed going to the state by making 2 points. We got beat 1 point that kept us from going to the state. And the team that beat us was runner-up in the state.
Dang. Who was the team?
man.
Do you remember?
Lufkin.
Lufkin? Okay.
So they're about 5 times bigger than Livingston.
Right.
We played them 5 times. We won 2 and they won 3. They won the last game 26-24. I still remember the score.
26
Haunt you to this day.
Yeah, I tell you what, we should have been in the state that year.
Did you have a favorite toy growing up?
Well, we didn't get many toys when I was growing up. My dad didn't believe in giving too much to the kids during Christmas. He thought Christmas was, people celebrated it the wrong way, you know, most of them. And he wouldn't have, but one time I did get a little toy, and it was a little rabbit on wheels. And if you push it, he'd kick, you know, kick.
Yeah.
And I played many hours with that little rabbit back in those days.
So you would say that was your favorite, the rabbit?
Yeah,
How old were you?
we had to, when I got that rabbit, I was probably 5, maybe 4.
Nice.
we had to make most of our toys. We'd make a basketball out of a sock, roll it up and tie it with string, you know. It wouldn't bounce, but we'd simulate bouncing it and shooting it to go, you know.
Yeah.
Me and my brother would, and we put in lots of hours. Almost got a whipping one night. Well, not getting wood on the porch, you know. We was out there after dark shooting a sock at a wagon wheel. Yeah, about that big around.
How high up was it?
But it's pretty high for us, you know, because we wasn't very big.
He's not chubby.
Mr. Tubbins.
Yeah, compared to, he's almost the same size as Pink.
Did you get an allowance growing up?
No, that's something else. We worked for all our money.
Pixie was quiet the whole time.
Even when we was like 6 or 7 years old, we'd pick cotton. And for half a cent a pound, we'd pick a pound of cotton and we'd get a half a cent.
How many could you pick in a day?
Most I ever picked was 200
In a day?
in a day.
200 pounds? Wow.
What could you buy for that?
What's $1?
Oh, you could buy a lot. You could buy a bunch. We bought all our school clothes, our kid, when we was growing up. We never did have but one pair of shoes. And Dad and them usually bought those for us, ordered them out of catalog. They'd come in the mail, you know, to us.
Yeah.
They tried to get them out before winter, so we'd have shoes to wear in the winter. We went barefooted to school. Didn't wear
And
shoes.
that wasn't a problem. They just let you
No.
in.
You could strike a match on the bottom of my foot. That's how tough it was. Yeah,
And you've done that.
I've done that.
You've done it. Wow.
I've done that. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Medical thing.
Y'all got it pretty easy out
I
there.
got soft little baby feet. You
Yeah.
can't scratch anything on
Yeah,
it.
y'all
Yeah,
got
they cut.
y'all got it made.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up,
Not one.
if I knew that I'd have what I got now, you couldn't have made me believe it.
So you didn't imagine the nice
I had
lake
two
house
pair
or
of-
anything.
I had 2 pair of overalls that I bought. I had 2. Mom made my shirts out of feed sacks. And she buy feed in to feed the horses and cows and stuff with. They were colored, and she'd make all of our shirts. She was a good seamstress,
Yeah.
Mom was.
Yeah.
And I never had a store-bought shirt,
Yeah.
probably till I was in freshman in high school.
Like they didn't
And then I kind of,
Well, for sure.
you know, I was uptown. I had to.
Do you remember the shirt that you bought? Your
No,
first shirt?
I can't remember
People could see
that.
Okay.
I said that.
Did you guys have school uniforms?
Huh?
Did you have school uniforms?
No,
They try to make it too.
no.
dumbed it
Did
down.
you did you ever get in trouble as a kid?
No.
Except the basketball.
I can't
The
understand.
I
basketball.
got, well, the only trouble I was in was that ag teacher.
Oh, you did?
That's the only teacher I ever had any problem with. He said I couldn't play, so I just laid my deal down and I went home. And I told my dad, I said, my ag teacher said I couldn't take ag and play basketball. So my dad said, well, which one you like the best? And I said, well, I like them both, I told him. He said, that's not what I asked you. If you had to choose, which one would you choose? I said, I'd choose athletics. He said, well, go back and tell your ag teacher that you're gonna play athletics. And if he wants you in ag, well, you just sign me up for ag, if you're gonna play athletics. And I did, and that's when he went berserk. You know,
Yeah.
that's the only trouble I ever had in school.
Do you know your grandparents, and do you remember their names by
Yeah.
chance? Can you say their names?
My grandpa on my mama's side was Amos Duck, and his wife's name was Emma.
Emma. Okay.
Emma. They had, in their family, they had 11 kids,
11
and
kids.
she died on the 11th.
Okay.
And he remarried another lady named Alice, and they had 10 kids,
21 kids. Wow.
21 kids.
Okay.
That's what my grandpa and my mama said.
Okay.
Okay, on my daddy's side, I never did know my grandpa.
Okay.
He died before I was ever born. But my grandma's name was Tex.
What was that,
Her name
Grandpa?
was Tex. Tex.
Tex?
Tex?
T-E-X-S.
That was your grandma.
Grandma.
Tex.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
He was like,
she never did.
to raise money, but then like a bunch of people.
She had
Or the, you're talking about the song. Number
3 boys and 2 girls.
All right.
And the boys, my daddy's brother's name was Buck and John, and the girls was Emmydale and Emma.
Okay.
I can't name all of my mother's.
I'm
They-
sure.
I could name them, but well, I can start out and say one of them named, the youngest one was named Miller. Next one was named
And these are the Duffs.
Lewis.
These are the Duffs. Is that
Duff,
right? Okay.
Lewis Duff.
Okay.
And the next one was Willie Duff. And then they had, what was that other boy?
Their feet pointed at anyone.
One of them was my grandpa was a preacher on my mama's side. He was a preacher. And he rode a horse back then out on cars.
Yeah.
He just rode a horse
This is
where he
easier.
was gonna preach, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Whenever I was little, we didn't have a car, we just had a wagon and a team of horses, and when we'd go someplace, we'd go in the wagon.
Really? You had
We'd
a,
go to church
you had
in
a
the
horse and
wagon.
wagon?
We'd ride in the wagon.
Would you
Church.
see cars drive by as you were on your horse?
With no cars. With no cars.
Yeah, just everyone in the area. That's
Yeah,
how they
everybody
travel.
in the area, nobody had a car.
Yeah,
They just had the ruts and the road was that big where the wagon,
yeah.
they was that deep. First car we ever bought was a 34 Chevrolet. 34 Chevrolet. And me and my dad went over to a guy, he told me he wanted me to go with him. He's gonna fix to buy a car. And so we go over and get that car and start home, and he pulls up, stops. I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "Get over here and drive." And I said, "I can't drive, Daddy." I said, "I've never drove a car before." He said, "Get over here, I'll tell you what to do." You know, ruts about that deep, you couldn't get out of them. You know, so he knew it was going to stay in them ruts as long as I holding it kind of straight.
Yeah.
But anyway, I drove home. And next morning I drove him to work. And where he had to catch the train, there was a bridge. And I ran off that bridge with my back wheel. And there were about 7 or 8 men standing around there. They just come over and picked it up and set it back up on deal. All those men.
Yeah.
It wasn't very, you know, that's how heavy they were. They picked that car up and set it back on the road. And they were ready to run off another bridge.